Fade me in, baby.
Okay.
I like to wait for the thing to end because I feel like that's enough time. Like
Which thing to end?
the little pop-up that pops up on the screen. I there's a method to my madness.
I believe it. So, fun fact.
Fun fact.
No sleep.
No sleep last night.
Took us 4.5 hours to find an air
Accommodations.
freaking Airbnb.
Yeah.
That was not like, oh my gosh, just the taste in these.
Nothing is updated. Everything is like it's yeah. It's like
It's quite awful.
okay, and so here's the deal, and this is what I figured out because when we went to Florida and the times that I have gone to Florida, finding an Airbnb has not been that hard. Everything's updated, everything's
Florida's
new,
easy.
even fresh. And I figured out why.
Because of the hurricane?
Because of the hurricanes. They have natural disasters that force you to redo shit. In California, the only natural disaster that they have is fire. So,
what about a tsunami?
Or earthquakes or whatever. But like it's obvious that there's nothing that's forced these people to update anything. Like nothing is updated. It doesn't look clean.
It doesn't be forced.
Well, I'm talking like you're right. Yeah, but I'm saying like there's an external force in Florida that keeps you more up than other forces. So
yeah, but shit, if you're
I'm telling you,
the rates are already astronomical.
Yeah.
Why are you not?
Like comforters look like they'd never been changed since the 80s. Like their kid
and
moved
where's
out.
your taste at, people?
The taste is this shit was cheap or it was on the side of the road and I washed it.
Or they were just high. Maybe it's because they're high all the time. I don't know.
Is that legal in California?
I think so.
Oh. Okay. I don't know. We found a really decent place. It's not anywhere fucking close to where the event is.
No.
It's not.
There's nothing even close to the event that is rentable.
Okay. Well, and what was rentable was in Oakland, and I am not staying in Oakland.
No.
I don't know what the crime rate is, but the last time I heard about it, I didn't want to go.
It's just the name.
Right?
Oakland.
And I didn't realize. So I thought we were going to like Southern Cali. We're actually going to like Northern Cali, and I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
Until I was booking the Airbnb last night, this morning, today. I don't know.
It was about 4:30 a.m.
Yes, it's yesterday today.
Yesterday morning.
It's today yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a blur.
It is a blur.
Like,
but I've gotten a lot done today.
Honestly, very surprised on, the performance.
Yeah. Sometimes I feel like your algorithm of your body needs a reset.
I'm not going to say it's not hard because there for a little while I felt drunk.
So tired you were tired-cated?
I was tired-cated.
Yeah.
This is hi.
Yeah, I know.
What do you mean,
I know you were stumbling around like you were just so tired. Yeah. I get it.
Well, here we are, still dedicated to this and knocking it out.
I know. I'm so proud of us.
And so,
what is this?
If you can tell, today's shirt is
Embrace the suck.
Because the suck is here today. I feel a little bit better than I did yesterday.
You sound better. Even though you haven't slept, you sound better. But here's the deal. I think
that's surprising too.
Well, and I think usually you get like this when you're on antibiotics. You just get
wound up.
Yeah. So
yeah,
I get it.
That too. So here we are. And we told you yesterday that we would have today's conversation be about a certain couple of topics. One of those being a burglary car chase.
Yes.
Armed robbery turned into,
Yep.
me and several others chasing after
So let's start with
some other people. Let's
yes.
just start with the
Okay, so
start from the top.
let's start it from the top. Now I'm here. Oh, anyways, I
You,
know I said it backwards. It's fine.
here, I'll let you tell a story because you're good at telling it,
I'm not.
and then
You can
I
interject.
will.
Okay, so let's just start with pregnant wife, right? This beat right here. Pregnant. I'm pregnant. Pregnant. I'm pregnant. Pregnant. Okay, that's huge. And we had a kiddo that needed to go to ortho. Well, we had to. I think did we check him out?
We dropped him off, and
I don't remember if we checked him out from school that morning or not, but we were
but we were
dropping him off.
Yeah.
We were dropping him off at campus and we were leaving. And as we were leaving, because you have to, it's the front of the school is one way. Like you only can go one way. That's it.
Mhm.
So we were leaving and we were just about to pull up to a stop sign. And there was this red car. Was it red?
I don't remember what the
I
color
feel like it
was.
was a red car. Anyways,
I do remember that when we pulled up to the stop sign, it just something was off
yeah.
anyways. Pulling up to that stop sign, and I was just like, I sat there for a minute.
Well, and to that, the
And
door
then
on that car opened and the door was open and they were
and they
still
were
driving
driving.
off. And I was like, I don't, and I even verbally said out loud, what the fuck are we about to witness?
You did.
I did.
And then we witnessed it.
And then we witnessed it. Yeah. And so then I was like,
So this guy,
well, and so I said, babe, she just pulled up with her baby. She just pulled up with her babies. And I'm pointing just like I am now. And so
Mhm.
you're like scanning the whole like thing. I pull my phone out to start recording because I know this is probably going to need to be evidenced, right? At some point. And who
Mhm.
doesn't record everything nowadays? And so I pull my phone out, I start recording. Well, then that car, I guess that,
There was already somebody out of it,
yeah, he had already bailed out of the
but
car.
then another person bailed out too.
Were there
So
two that
yeah,
bailed out? I thought it was
because
just the
one guy
one.
shot across the street, and whenever he noticed that we were coming,
No, it was just one guy that got out of the car. It was just the one guy. Because he remember he tried to get back in the car and then he couldn't.
yeah, they
And so then
left him.
yeah, so they took off running. He took off
They
running.
left him. He took off running.
It was just the one guy. So I think there were two guys in the front seat. He was in the back seat because it was the back door that was open. I was like, this is sketchy. What the fuck are
And
we about to witness?
and we were super.
He
I mean, we're like maybe
100 yards from this.
no, like from the school wise,
Oh,
like off of the campus, it's maybe 4 or 5 houses in off of the street.
it's not even that. I think it's only two. I don't even think it's that. It's really fucking close to the school. Anyways, so this woman, we witnessed him get out of the car. Dude dressed in all black. He
Hoodie.
has a hoodie on. His hand is in the hoodie pocket, and his hand like he's running. And I'm like, what the fuck are we about to witness? Well, and so then I say that, and then I see him run into the garage. I said, she just got out with her baby. She just got out with her babies. Like, I know that mom
So I smashed the gas.
has babies with her. And so I start recording when they notice that we notice. And so at this point in time, we're driving a legit blacked out expedition, which looks like
Looks like
police grade
yeah.
or undercover. And so they're totally sketched the fuck out. And so he like the red car speeds off and heads, I don't know, let's just say heads south. And the guy who has just robbed this lady, so he basically, let me
He
give you,
runs up in the garage,
assaults this woman.
and she's got a baby in her hand.
She's got a baby in her arms. She's got a baby or a toddler. Probably a toddler because they weren't in school yet. A toddler that she's trying to shove into the laundry room to protect her kids.
Mhm.
She's
And
basically given the baby to the toddler and just like shoved them in there because she doesn't know what's about
well,
to
she's got
happen.
her purse around her arm,
Well,
and
yeah, she has her.
he's wrestling her
So ultimately, what had happened is they had followed her home
from the bank.
the bank. She had gone in, and then it's basically what we know now, and I'll follow this up at the end. But she went to the bank and she had made a withdrawal, and they followed her home, and she was getting her kids out with the garage door up, and he legit
Like they had
assaulted her in the
she had
garage.
her vehicle all the way in the garage. She
Yeah.
was all the way in the garage.
Yep.
They were standing back off in their vehicle far enough to watch her pull into the garage all the way, give
And
her
get
enough
out of the
time
car.
to get out of the car, but not go into the house. So they were they were on point with timing.
Mhm. And so then we witness all of this happen, and then so
But
the
I'll be
car.
damned if I want to let it happen, right?
Right.
So I smashed the gas pedal, and
Yep.
I am on.
Yeah. So then
I'm right on top of them.
So then the guy who he tries to get the guy who's gone into the garage to steal the purse, um, goes and starts to run. The car is headed south. The guy tries to get back in the car. Well, the car door is locked, obviously, and the car door is slammed because he's accelerated so hard to get out of there because they know that we're behind them. Well, what's happened then is there's also like a Toyota pickup truck coming at us. So we're
Yep.
going one way, like we're following the red car. The Toyota pickup's following us.
And he notices what's going
He
on.
notices what's going on as well. So I don't know what you want to call him. The thief? I don't know what you want to call him. The plaintiff? I'm not sure.
The
Accused?
rubber,
The robber? I don't know.
whatever,
He he takes a left and is trying to run from us. He's pretty
into a
fucking quick.
cul-de-sac.
He's pretty fucking quick. If we
And he's
get
on foot running.
Yeah, he's on foot running and he's pretty
So
quick.
he runs out of this cul-de-sac, and this cul-de-sac is.
Are you happy with the camera or you want to change it?
I'm fine
Oh, okay.
because I'm gonna let you finish
Oh,
telling this
okay.
story. But he runs to this cul-de-sac, and the cul-de-sac at the end of it is just grass, right? There's not a house at the end of it.
No, so he's able to skirt around the house.
Right. So he goes around the house and then through like the property of the school property.
Yeah, he's
And
on
so
school
the guy
property at
in the
this point.
Toyota actually hits him.
Yeah,
He's
so
hauling ass because he's already turned around facing the right direction,
yeah.
and
Basically,
I chased him up into the cul-de-sac.
we were headed into the neighborhood, whereas the Toyota pickup was headed out of the neighborhood. So he was able to chase him out on foot, and he had
So
the
he knocked.
purse.
He actually he did
He
have
hit him.
he hit
He hit
him,
him.
knocked him down, and then
Yeah.
got out of his vehicle. He ran up over the curb
Yes.
onto the grass
Onto the school property, knocked this guy over. The
and
guy
got
dropped
out.
the guy dropped the purse. Thank God he dropped the purse, and then he got up, and then the red car came and picked him up. So
Well, then
then,
we were
so
able to
then
catch up to.
Yeah, so then we get turned back around. We meet back up with the Toyota pickup who's, gathering this lady's belongings that this guy has dropped. And he's like, you went that way, you went that way, you went that. He's like pointing and screaming and like, go, 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 go. And so then another vehicle joins
Decides to.
joins our chase, which throws us off
Yeah, we're
because
like,
he had
are
a
we?
bunch of shit in the back, like he had been like picking shit out of garages all day. That's what it looked like.
Mm-hmm.
And so we start following that truck. Well, then that truck's like, who the fuck are you? And so then he's like this. And so then Jason's like, oh no, motherfuckers, you know? And so then, and Jason has this really cool thing where like, I don't even think we have it installed anymore.
No,
But
I don't have it
basically,
in these vehicles.
yeah. So if he
It's a gun cocker.
Yeah, so he racks a shell, right? And he's like, "No, fucker. No, I've got my pregnant wife with me. Like obviously he's the problem is with that guy who stole the purse, his hand never left his hoodie, which means he was probably carrying.
He's packing
He was
something.
packing something, whether it was a knife, whether it was
Whatever it was.
brass knuckles, who fucking knows, but it was something to cause injury. So you rack a shell. Well, then the guy we're following, we lose the car, right? It's headed off on the freeway, right?
Yeah.
And so then the truck's following us. We're following the truck. Like that's just this
Then
whole
we
like
finally
fucking
get
back and forth
side by
thing.
side.
And so we finally get side by each other, and we finally figure out like, oh, we're both friend, not foe. Like, okay, we got this. And so then we start changing stories. Well, then obviously we can't find the red car. I'm on the phone with the police department, and I'm like, hey, this is what's going on. This is the blah 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 whatever. So then I'm like, Jason's like, let's go back to the house and check on this poor woman,
Lady, yes.
this lady. Well, we knock on the door and she won't fucking answer. She
No,
won't
she's
answer
scared
the
to
door.
death.
She's scared to death. And
We have to wait
then
for PD to get there.
yeah, we had to wait for Burleson PD to get there for them to even like for her to calm down enough to let us in.
She was
And
having full blown panic attack.
panic attack.
Can't
Yeah.
blame her.
I can't either. I mean, and so then what we found out was that her cell phone was in her purse. And so she couldn't even call for help.
But it was a good thing at the same time because they were able to track.
Yeah. Yeah. So That
because they did get away with some stuff from
not
what
the money though.
right.
Not the cash, which was their last money that they had in their bank account, and it was gonna pay their month's rent.
Yeah.
Just broke my freaking heart that this happened to them. And so, like, we even went back and checked on them and, like, brought them Tiff's treats and set them out for them and just, like, let them know that the community was there for you and cared for you and, like, everything. So then that night we go well, Tiff's treats was later. So we have to stay, we have to give our statements, we have to give
Oh, yeah, this
everything.
turned
So this
into
is
a
not the like,
2-hour
this
ordeal.
oh gosh, yeah. And so the office is calling us and they're like, "Hey, where are y'all? Y'all coming into work? Like, oh yeah, we're in a police chase. We'll be there in a little while." They're like, "What?" Like, yeah, we'll be fine. It's fine. High speed chase. It's fine. We'll be back. It's fine.
Yeah.
So we go and just some random thought from you, and you were like, "I think, I think I'm just gonna get the car washed."
Yep.
And I was like, "Okay, whatever. Like, we're already late for work. Like, who
I forgot
cares?"
about this part,
Yeah.
and I'm glad
I
you're
was
telling the
like
story.
I was like I was like, "Who cares? Like, for whatever, let's just get the car washed." So, this car wash is
And not a car wash that we use.
it was the closest one to the house that we were in at the time.
Yeah, but it's not one that I would normally go through, like
No. It was convenient. I
yeah,
was on the way to work. Well, so we pop into the car wash and I go, "Damn, that dude's limping." Like, limping
and he's
hard.
in the
And he's
same black shorts.
same black everything and limping like he had been hit by a fucking car. So, because we had already given our mission statements, our statements and
And
witness
this is
statements,
2.5
this
hours
is two
later,
and a
right?
half hours later. Yeah, we're at the car wash because after giving statements and dealing with everything, it takes a long time
Yeah.
to deal with this stuff with police.
So it gives this guy enough time to go somewhere to have an alibi.
Yeah, to get to work. So he goes to work, he's there, and I'm like, I look at you, you look at me, and we both go,
Call him.
that ain't right. So we both call. Turns out that was the fucker.
Yep.
I kid y'all not. Like
And
that
they called
guy.
us back and let us know that they arrested that guy.
Yeah, they did. We solved a robbery. But what happened is it was an inside job. So basically anytime there was a large cash withdrawal, somebody at the bank was letting somebody on the outside know and that they were following and the robberies were happening. So this was like a multiple occurrence. Um so just be careful when going to the bank and making any type of cash withdrawal.
Just know your
Just
surroundings.
know your surroundings. Like this lady, obviously, like she thought she lived in a fairly safe area. We thought we lived in a fairly safe area. Like it just wasn't something that we thought was going to
No.
happen.
Well, you never think any of this stuff's going to happen, right?
No, but that was so crazy to go to the car wash and be like, dude, that dude's limping like he's fucking been hit by a car.
Yeah.
Like he was not happy, not comfortable. Like you could just tell something was off. So it was like one of those things where it was like, if I don't call this in and it is, and then if I call it in, if it's not, no big deal. Like I'm not giving a bad tip. I'm just saying he matched everything from size to haircut to shoes to clothing to everything and having a limp like you've been hit by a car. Like that's a lot of coincidences to match up together.
Mhm.
And had we not gone to the car wash, which was pure fucking random, yeah. What's that mean?
Complete.
Oh, awesome.
Mhm. Anyways, continue.
Yeah. So just crazy. Just really randomness. Really super crazy. It just blew my mind. Yeah. So we did that.
Yeah.
That only took me 20 minutes to tell. I got excited and spoke fast.
That's fine. There was a lot. I
That is a
mean,
lot that happened that day.
that was just the morning.
What happened later on that day?
Later on that day?
Yeah,
I don't remember.
I don't remember either.
It was so action packed that morning. I mean, dude, I went through this neighborhood chasing this car, and then this other truck gets involved. Like, Just out of fucking nowhere, this truck gets
Yeah.
involved.
Well,
It
it
is
turns out
very
he was
weird.
behind the he was behind
Toyota.
the Toyota truck, yeah. Well, then okay, so the Toyota truck who he stopped, he was a disabled veteran, by the way, could barely move and get out of his vehicle, but he got out of his vehicle and
Oh, he was gonna beat the
he
shit out
didn't
of
have
this
any
dude.
fucking empathy for hitting this dude. No fucking, and I love
No.
him for that. I absolutely fucking love him for that. That he was just like,
Yeah, fuck you, dude.
yeah, he deserved it. Like,
Yeah.
you know, and but also too, the veteran, like when he dropped the bag, he was like, okay, I'm good. Like he just wanted that lady to get hurt. He had no idea at that point what was in that bag. He didn't have any clue at all.
No,
He had no idea that that was their last money that they had.
not at all.
Yeah. So then later on, after
S
we're talking to the husband, I find out from him that she's like 8 weeks pregnant.
Really?
Yeah. That's why she was already had the pregnancy emotions going on, super craziness already. They're already high stressed about money and everything else. And she's like, that poor woman.
Yeah.
But yeah, that night we took her Tiff's treats and just, you know, put special ones in there for the boys and stuff and just, you know, let them know that there's people who have their back. And that man who got the purse, he actually, when he got the purse, went back to the house, but she still even wouldn't let him in when he was standing there. So she had a lot of good men on her side that day. And veterans at that, because even the man with the strange it turns out he's a construction worker, right? He did some type of remodeling, I think, a little
Yeah.
bit. Yeah. That's why he had a hodgepodge of items, which is true because it was like sawhorses and it was like a shop vac and like just shit that like made sense once I figured out what he did for a living. But the truck wasn't beat up like a construction truck. So that kind of threw me off too. Like it wasn't all vibing together. Do you need to get that?
No, I'll call him back.
Okay.
Yeah, so we're doing this. This podcast is in the middle of the day, so my phone's blowing up. Sorry.
You're good, honey. But I don't want to do this. So I have a hair appointment later on this afternoon, and I didn't want to do this after my hair appointment because I knew that we hadn't slept, and I didn't want to get to the point where I was like, "Ugh, I don't want to do it. Might as well just do it now."
Yep. Get it out of the way, right?
Yeah. So I did put the ask out there. So to follow up, I did put the ask out there to my social media committee, all my platforms, and let them know that I would love to talk about people who are in drug recovery, or addict recovery or addiction recovery, whatever you want to call it, because I don't know the right terms that people want me to use. Uh, and there were a couple people that messaged and they were like, that's really awesome. So I need to follow up with them and let them know like when to book them and stuff and get them on. And I think that'll be a really cool podcast.
I think so as well.
Yeah.
All right, so this whole transaction happens with the robbery, right?
Yeah.
So a couple of months pass by, and well, we've moved out of that neighborhood completely.
Mm-hmm.
Moved into the neighborhood that we're in now.
Mm-hmm.
And you had the girls, we're going to go to Sonic.
Mm-hmm.
And you left out the back way.
I had all of the girls. So I had
And
I had all the teen like the house was popping, okay? Like this house is the Kool-Aid house. Like the girls don't like to leave and stay the night places when they're here.
no,
When they're here, they want to be here, which I totally understand. But I make it to where their friends are so welcome. Like you come, you leave when you leave. Like I don't make the moms feel like, oh my gosh, you have to come pick up your kid. Like it's
you better
not
be
like
here at
that.
8 a.m. Pick up your kid.
It is not like that. Like you're hungry, eat. You're thirsty, drink. You want something to do? What do you want to do? Like it's such a
we have extra bikes. We've got scooters.
yes.
They've got all kinds of stuff to do.
Yes. This house is come here and don't have anxiety. Just relax. It's cool. Hang out. Sleep
Nobody's getting yelled at.
Sleep in if you want to sleep. Go to bed early if you want to go to bed early. Like it is what it is. Like we even have paint gun like they're like I say paint guns. It's not like
They're
a
like water guns.
it's not like the little like balls. It's like they're water guns, but
you put
you
paint
fill
on 'em.
them with paint. And so we like there's color war stuff. There's tie-dye stuff. There's, I mean, anything that you could chalk, anything you can think of.
Yeah.
They've got, it's all here for you. Like,
But
so
anyways,
so
y'all
the
were
house is always
on.
full. So they were like, we want to go to Sonic. And I was like, okay, fine, we'll go to Sonic. So we go the back way, which is a very rural road. There,
You typically don't go that way.
I do
I
not.
don't typically go that way
I do not. I do not.
because of the reason of which we're about to tell you.
Mm-hmm.
This road has an
There's
overpass
a railroad.
of a railroad over the top of it, and
Instead of raising the railroad, they lowered the road.
yeah, so the road goes underneath, and a semi truck can't even fit underneath it, because it's that low and it's that tight.
Yeah,
Actually,
and it's on a curve
and it is on a curve.
corner, the curve corner,
and it's on a creek bed.
Yeah,
so
the creek runneth over,
runs through there constantly. It's always wet.
Mm-hmm. Algae.
So and
it's like a low water
I'm not
crossing.
there. I'm here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm here with the baby,
Mhm.
and I'm just here with the boys, and
Yeah.
you've got the girls.
Mhm.
And you call me freaking out, telling me that you just witnessed a wreck, or
I
it wasn't even call you.
I
It
didn't.
was one
I
of the
didn't call
girls.
you. One
No,
of the
it was
girls.
because you were out checking on.
I wouldn't let them get out of the car because
Yeah.
I didn't know what I was rolling up on. I couldn't. So the car, it was a little Volkswagen Jetta. The car hit the side of the bridge, which is not a pillar. It's like actual, like a concrete wall.
Yeah.
They hit that, bounce off of it, and they're coming into my, like,
Right
head on
into your
into
lane.
me. But their windshield is completely shattered. The hood is completely, like, up, and all airbags have been deployed. They are not able to see anything that's fucking going on.
And they didn't hit this corner because of the water.
No.
Like
They weren't.
They were speeding.
They weren't
They were
from
either
here.
speeding or they were something was happening. They were yelling at there was something going on, right?
Right.
Don't know what was going on.
Mm-mm.
Don't know the backstory behind all of it.
No.
All I know is that I was called and I showed up, and whenever I showed up, you were still checking them out.
Yeah.
They were out of the car by the time I got there.
Yeah. Well,
but I got there pretty damn fast, loading the baby up because everybody was in panic mode in the Jeep. And they're like, "Dad, just get here."
Yeah.
And so,
well, I was out by myself.
I load the boys up, haul ass over there, and it's not 5 minutes away.
No.
I mean,
You're legit down the street.
it's super close.
Yeah.
So I haul ass over there and make sure you guys are okay, because it sounded like y'all were a part of it, because it
Teenagers.
all
Teenagers
the
communication.
drama,
Yeah.
behind the conversation.
Yeah.
But anyways,
so the first thing I did was
Burleson PD.
I called first thing I did was I called 911, and I didn't get out of the car with my phone. I got out of the car by myself. I said, "Stay in the car. You have my phone." And I don't know if any of those kids had a phone, but I didn't need it. They needed it. And so Hannah and I have, like, in crisis situations, we function pretty well together in crisis. And so I'm able to, like, she's got eyes on me. I've got eyes on her. She's reading my body language. I'm reading her body language, and I'm assessing this vehicle. The passenger, bleeding, head wound, face is covered in blood. Driver, agitated as fuck, irritated as hell, like, angry, very, very angry.
And I'm picking up on all of this whenever I get there.
They are like, she's like, "You fucking fuck," like, and I'm like, "Please stay." Like, at first I'm like, "Give me a second, guys. Stay in the car. You're like, they're like, "No, we're fine." But that's just because I'm pretty sure they were arguing. Like,
they were
the
arguing.
vibe was not.
Somebody was intoxicated.
Yeah.
So we'll get into that.
So I'm trying to get them to stay in the vehicle until I can figure out what it is. I'm combat medic trained. I also have done all of my stuff. I used to be an x-ray technician. Like, I've got all of that with my medical background, and then all of my like, combat assessing, like, issue stuff. Like, I'm running through ABCs, airway, bleeding, like, circulation. Like, I'm running through everything. Like, what is happening? And I'm doing, like, and it happens in seconds.
Yeah.
And so I'm looking at Hannah. I like eyes with her, and I, do the phone signal, and I'm And I think I did like my finger on my palm, like 911, and I mouthed 911. And then threw 911 up, like hand signals pretty quick to her,
Yeah.
like, give me 911. And she was like, I got it. And so she got 911 on the phone. She came out, handed the phone to me. I'm calling 911. I said, I
Trying
really
to give the
trying to
location,
give it like,
which
there's no fucking street name
yeah.
or crossroad, nothing. I'm like, it's low water crossing, bridge. And I'm like, giving about everything I can give. And
Where the damn bridge is. It's the
yeah,
only
it's the
bridge
only bridge in
where the
town like
railroad
this.
track does this.
Yeah. And she's like, okay, we're coming. We're coming. Like, tell me. She's wanting me to give assessments of everybody. She's having me assess everyone. I'd already done all that by the time they'd actually picked up the phone.
Yeah.
So I'm able to rattle everything off. And she was like, okay, stay on the phone with me. I said, no, I'm not staying on the phone with you. I need to I need to know what's going on. And you being on the phone with me is distracting me to the situation and the oncoming cars. And I have a car full of teenagers. Like, staying on the phone with you is more detrimental than me taking care of the situation. Call me back if you get lost. Like,
Yeah.
that was my answer to her. And I think the 911 dispatcher was probably a little bit put off by me trying to control the situation. But like, I know that I can only, if I'm on the phone, like, I'm more worried about talking to you. And if I'm the only adult on scene that's taking
Yeah.
care of injured, like, I'm good.
And they weren't that.
They weren't that bad. It was just,
It was the airbags that popped, and
yeah,
that's what blew up on their face. But
yeah.
and
So
he wasn't even. I don't think he had a scratch on him.
I don't think she did. She was fucked up.
And but and I don't know who was driving,
He was.
but she said she was. And so after you got out of the story and I got involved in the story, I started asking them questions separately
Yeah. So I
because I
never,
separated them.
yeah, yeah, you did.
And then whenever I separated them, I started getting different answers. And after I separated them,
They
and
were
then,
pissed that I rolled up on the accident. Like, they were livid.
well, they were even more pissed after I got there because I took
Investigated.
full investigation of the entire scene. So, and I'm not. I know I say this a lot. That I'm not dogging people, but I'm not dogging Burleson PD. However, if it wasn't for me assessing the situation,
They wouldn't have seen the beer cans that flew out of
the
the
beer
car.
cans, they didn't even go over and look at the site where the car slammed into the wall
Made
until
impact.
I walked the officer over to it.
Right.
And I'm like, look, that's where it hit. There's a fresh beer can right there. Like fresh.
Yeah.
Um I think you probably should do a sobriety check. So he sobriety checks her first because she says that she
She
was the
said she
driver.
was driving. She wasn't driving. She was in the passenger seat.
And then sobriety
passenger-
checks
because
him and then gets him to actually admit that he's driving
Yeah.
finally.
Well,
And he's intoxicated.
because he's going to have, I'm going to be like, no, dude, like, you were driving. Like, I saw, like, I rolled up to the car and not that I, like, from inside the Jeep, I couldn't see on the car, but
Mhm.
once, because I got out and I like circled the vehicle and was checking on it.
Well, the impact was on her side. So
It was on her side.
She got the
She
got the
did.
blow.
She did. Well, and so she had to get out and crawl over the driver's seat. But my fear is, and being mom, you always check for car seats first.
Yeah.
Always check for car seats first. That's just flat out. You always, because most of the time adults fare better in car accidents than children do. So I was checking the back seat first, and the back seat was clear. Which is good. I mean, that's what you want in a car accident like that, especially when the airbags deploy. But I was checking for car seats when I rolled up, and then she was like, "No, we're fine." I was like, "You are bleeding. Please stay still." And I was trying to get them to sit down, but his adrenaline was going, and that's probably what it was. Is he was like, "I'm not drunk," and she's like, "Yeah, you are." And then he was like, "I'm gonna drive home," and she's like, "No, you're not." Like, I'm sure that's exactly how that
And
conversation
he was from a
went.
different state or
He
something.
was from a different state. He wasn't from here. She was from here, but he was not.
But the tags were,
Not from here.
I don't remember.
They were not from here. Yeah. So it was just a weird situation. It almost looked like a Tinder date gone wrong.
Yeah, way wrong.
Way wrong. Yeah. It was bad. But so we rolled up, they sobriety tested her, and then the cop came over and to ask me, he was like, "Give me the lowdown, what happened?" And if by this time, Burleson PD and the officers that were on scene fucking know us.
Yep.
They know us. They know us, okay?
Like, so what happened?
What happened, and why are you guys always it? Like, we see more of y'all than any of our
Well, we're just
we're just
we get
here.
out a lot,
Yeah. So
and we just happen to be in the wrong place at the right time.
right. And honestly, the way that car accident happened, I thought that it was potentially drive it like it's stolen. Like, the way that that car accident happened is what it looked like to me.
Like, that even could have been the case.
Yeah, I don't know, but he ended up being arrested for the suspicion of, driving under the influence.
Yeah.
So, he was hauled off. She was pissed. Car
She
was
was really
impounded.
pissed. She was even asking me if I could give her a ride home, and I'm like, I told the officer, I said, she's not getting in my truck with my kids. No, you can take her home.
Yeah, and he did. Yeah. She was very angry. She was cute, though. She was a cute little blondie.
Mm.
She was adorable. I'm sure she's super sweet. Dumbass got locked up in a different state. That's gonna fucking suck. For court and everything else?
Yeah.
Shit.
I just stay
I
here
don't
and
know
deal
what
with
that
it
looks like. And stay where? Like, now you
with
don't have a
her.
job. Now you don't have a job. You don't have a car to go home. Like, and you have a DWI, so your license is suspended. Like, dude, just this is like fucked up on top of fucked up on top of fucked up.
Just set it
Like,
out. Like at that
shit.
point, right?
I mean,
Just let me set it
you're
out.
still gonna have criminal charges
Well,
though,
yeah.
is the thing. Like, you're
Well,
still gonna have like, there's still
if
a
they could have hit you, and that would have been a whole lot worse
oh my
situation,
god.
especially if I was rolling up to it.
That would have been
And
so
him being
bad.
drunk, he
They would have hit me on the
on
driver's
your
side.
side,
Yeah,
yeah.
because they were legit like, it was either they were gonna hit me on the driver's side or I was gonna T-bone them.
And this is one of the first times Judy even gotten out after having
Yeah.
Miles.
Mhm. One of the first times I'd even driven.
Yeah.
Crazy. Yeah. And I have all the kids, teenagers with me. And so Hannah calls 911. She gets that situated. She's like, "Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god." And I'm like, "Look, I need each and every one of y'all to calm down, and I need y'all to take notes about how to handle an accident scene. This is a learning situation, not a drama situation. Let's walk through this." And so when I finally left the scene, I'm like, "Okay, what did I do first?" They're like, "You got out and you assessed the situation." Yes. What was I looking for? Like, I walked them through, like, it was a learning tool
Yeah.
for all of the girls in the vehicle. They all were of driving age, and they need to know that that may be them, where they roll up on something and it's just them. This
It's
also
very
reminds me
possible.
today where we rolled up and I saved a baby goat.
Yeah.
He got
There's always something.
he was
Every time we leave the
out.
house,
He was
there's
not
something.
he was not supposed to be on the side of the
And I know
fence.
there's more things, and they're just not coming to me. There's at least 3 or 4 more things that we've been a part of
Yeah.
that we've had to assist in.
Yeah. Mhm.
I'm like, "Can y'all just give me a car?
Can we just get Citizen on patrol?
Just give me the SUV. I got you.
Yes.
Like,
Um,
it'll be fine."
okay. You hear what I hear.
He's fine.
Okay. It's nervous. Pretty crazy stuff. But yeah, we get involved in the community.
Yes, very
Yeah.
much so.
Mhm. It was funny because right before the robbery incident, and the officers that were at the robbery incident actually gave Jason a ticket for a speeding ticket. And
And
and so then he wanted to say, "It wasn't me that wrote you a ticket," and you just so happened to have it in the
I'm
visor,
like,
and you
"Isn't
pulled it
this your
down. We
name?"
pulled it You pulled it down and you were like, "See? You did write me a ticket." And it was funny because the other officer goes, "Bro, I told you you should write more warnings." Yeah.
Well, so I get to go pitch this to the DA,
Yeah.
and the DA is a female, and I was telling them the whole story. Actually,
She
both
wasn't buying
story.
it. Yeah.
Actually, she did buy it.
Did she?
She's just like, um, so I can lower
I think
this,
she gave you some off.
and then I can also lower this, and I'll make sure that it's not on your record. And thank you for helping.
Yeah. You're welcome.
I'm like, yeah.
Yeah.
Understand, yes, I was speeding in a school zone, but I was only doing 5 over. Like,
I know.
I was doing 40 and a 35.
Yeah. Well, and here's the deal with the Jeep, because you were in the Jeep when you got the ticket. I think your speedometer wasn't calibrated because of the lift in the tires.
That
So I
could
don't
be.
think you were actually like you
But he
weren't.
didn't clock me either because I asked him,
Oh.
because I was aggravated with him
Oh.
that, it was early morning, right?
Yeah.
And I'm only, you know, 6 streets from the school.
If that. The only reason we didn't allow them to walk to school was
It was the
because
one
that
crossing.
very large crossing and it just you just
It just is scary for.
it is. Well, and we attempted under supervision.
Yeah.
Shit didn't go well.
No.
Just jetting out, not
Not
looking.
looking. Yeah.
I'm like, no, I,
Yeah.
you know what? I raised babies, not pancakes. We ain't doing this.
Not pancakes.
Yeah. Your name's Jax, not Splat.
All splatty.
We have nicknames for all the kids.
Yeah. Oh, yes. Burleson PD, we've been to the rescue many times.
They've also rescued us as well.
Yeah, they have.
They're
They're really good, actually.
they're a very, very good police department. And it's nice because they know my Jeep now. And I used to get pulled over a shit ton. It's a high vis vehicle.
Yeah.
High vis. I mean,
Well, they just want to pull you over just to pull you over whenever you're driving a
honestly,
marked vehicle.
honestly. So
Like,
dumb.
oh, commercial insurance.
Sure.
Perfect.
Let's do this. And you know
It's
what?
on a commercial insurance policy. It doesn't go on your personal driving record. It goes on the commercial driving record.
Right. Which is very cheap, which is super cheap. Like totally cheap. Fuckers.
Catch sarcasm there.
Yeah. Which, okay, I'm always going to get pulled over. Like, always going to get pulled over. And if I'm going to get pulled over, what is it for? What am I going to get? Like, if I always get pulled over, what am I getting pulled over for?
No registration.
Bingo. I hate getting my registration done.
It says 2021.
21. Do something for me.
But your sticker you have placed where it looks like it says 24.
Yeah, until you run my plates.
Yeah.
I've gotten lots of warnings, but no tickets. And the last ticket I got was for, he said I was speeding, but this was the Johnson County Sheriff's Department. And Johnson County Sheriff's Department and they were just fucking sick of me and ready for me to move into the city limits. So, touche, fair enough.
We got what they wanted.
For the moment. For the moment.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we are, and then, so we use
public servants.
Yeah. We use House Call Pro for our dispatch software for our electrical contracting business. And
is it blowing up right now?
Yeah, it is. But what I was going to say to that, which triggered this statement, is it's cool when they call me because like I do a lot of stuff inside of House Call, and a lot of like I talk to a lot of their pros, I do a lot of their podcast, I do a lot of their women's group stuff, that kind of thing. But they called me because this is a new entity set up.
Yep.
And they called me and they're like, hey, we help pros get started, and it's nice to meet you, blah blah blah. And I'm like, hey, that's
what can
cool.
I do for you?
I'm like, hey, that's cool. Hey, yeah, no, I don't
I
need,
train your people.
honestly, I do. I train your people, and I actually do what you do.
And I'm training the people you're selling this to.
I do startups for people. So, and she's like, oh my God, it's you. It's so nice to meet you. Yeah, you don't need me. And I'm like, no, but it's really, she's like, call me if you just want to talk. It's really, hi. Hi. It's just cool when they finally get to talk to them, and because it's like you're one of the pros that's been around since
since they started
17, yeah, when they were like just launching up off the ground. And so it's really cool, really, really, really cool. I enjoy it a lot. But she was super sweet. Her name was also Jennifer.
Oh,
Yeah, She was what do they call it? She called it something. It's an account specialist something is her job. She was like, "Yeah, you don't need me." Maybe, but I can probably find the resources that I need to solve the problem, and I'll probably understand the, guide that you've got in there. I'm probably gonna understand that, so I'm good.
Yeah, I'm good. We like to self-teach anyways.
Yeah, it's the best way for me to learn it. And then, one of the things on my to-do list that I need to get done that I want
I
to
need to finish the
gets
pricing guide.
and I wanna start with the, company uniforms. I need to get something I need to get something ordered or drawn up for shirts for,
Yeah.
yeah, for uniforms. And I want a very specific shirt, which I'm nervous about with supplies and everything being low. I'm nervous about getting the shirt that I want
Well,
because the shirt that I want
that
is like a
and
PJ
cost.
shirt. PJ shirt's
Well,
amazing.
there's stuff like this one.
Oh, yeah. If not softer.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're super soft. But I finally think I cleared out all of the former company's merchandise.
Yeah.
I think I did. So, yay. We toured some office spaces today, so that's coming. Uh,
We did. I think
I'm super excited for this journey.
I
I'm
think
stoked.
we're less than 30 days from having office space,
Mhm.
which I'm excited about to get some of this stuff moved out of here.
Yeah.
Like not all of it, just some of it. Like we want to keep our setup in here
Yeah.
for this because we want the ease of this at home,
Yes.
and I really don't want all of this expensive gear somewhere
I don't
either.
either. I don't either.
But
I'm looking forward to training an office person.
yes,
I am looking forward
well,
to
office peoples.
people's.
Yes,
Okay.
there will
Because
be
here's the
people.
deal. I'm
So
not
there's going to be a service manager. I'll handle construction like normal.
Mhm.
Um, and then we'll have a controller, and we'll have the call taker.
Yes. And I'm not giving up my social media management. That's not going
No.
anywhere. I want to continue to help businesses. And so I know that granted, the businesses that I do work with, like I will not have an unlimited capacity. I will work in a very limited capacity, but I
Yeah.
will share what I know with the brands that are willing to pay for what I do know. So I will like I'll be one of those that has a wait list. Like I'm going to continue to post out that like, hey, I don't mind putting clients on a wait list. Like I don't mind that.
Yep.
Um, so yeah, that's where I'm at with it. But no, I'm not giving up that. And I'm not, so the social media management, not going to give up. I'm going to continue to write my book that I've been writing. I started a blog. I have thejenniferclements.com, looks phenomenal. I'm very proud of that. I've worked very hard on it recently. It has all of our brands on it, and then it has all of our um, clients' brands as well. It just looks really good, and all of their stuff has a backlink for SEO, linking all of the sites together. So my page's authority ranking is going to go through the roof, which is phenomenal. And then all of the social media posts that I've been posting have their websites in their social media posts, so that helps as well. There's a science to what I do, and I attend webinars like crazy. I've got I think there's a 12-hour course in my email box that I need to work on, which I figure when we travel, I'm probably going to pull that. I'm probably going to take all of that with me to travel and do instead of like Facebooking or whatever. I'll probably
Yeah.
just narrow in on that and get that done because I'm sure there's going to be shit in there that I can apply that's going to not only help us and our brands. And to that, social media management, I like the exposure of working with other brands because I learn something from every brand. Everybody does business a little bit different. And just because you do it different doesn't mean you're doing it wrong.
Right.
And just because there are so many different ways to get to the end point. So many different ways
On everything.
on everything. So, with that, Uh,
Your way might be different than my way, then be different than somebody else's way. It doesn't make it right or
exactly.
wrong.
It doesn't make it right or wrong. So I like working with multiple different brands, doing multiple different things. I really enjoy it. So I'm looking forward to making sure that because that helps keep me
And
up.
I enjoy the coaching part. Like,
Yeah.
I really do. Like, I love seeing people move on, move forward, take another step, get into something else, get out of the, if they're in the business and they're in the daily grind, I like to pull them out of that and put them into the ownership role of and put them in full force of that and let them own that.
Yeah.
You own a business. The business should not own you,
Right. This is true.
So when you own businesses, you don't here's the deal. You shouldn't only own one thing. If you got all of your eggs in that one basket, you don't have a retirement plan.
Mm-mm.
You have something that is at best a hobby for you, and you're going to get sick of it at some point. You're going to stop caring about it. You're not going to give it your all the time. And then your mind's going to venture out into other things, and you're only going to half-ass those other things
Yep.
because you've got to still be in the field doing this thing that you can't give up certain task on, and you
Yeah.
feel like you want to control it. If you would just let the right people hire the right people, have the right team, and let those people do their jobs and trust in them, and then hold them accountable. Like, you've got to put all the right things in the right places and hold them accountable,
Yeah.
but you can do it with the right team.
You absolutely can do it with the right team. I do agree. I
So
do
it's
agree.
all about building the team properly and also having strategies preset and goals preset when you're moving into a business or even moving through your business, your current business. Like, you've got to have the mind frame of, all right, at one point in time, whether I'm going to give this to one of my kids or whatever's going on in the back of my mind, I've got to have an exit strategy for myself to one, retire and make sure that I'm still getting paid.
Or
And
to
if
sell it.
yeah, and if you don't want it, then there's got to be a way for it to even have value.
Right.
And there's so many business
There's
owners that don't understand that portion of things, that
they get
you have a business, but you don't have assets.
right. You have a database.
You have a debt base.
Yeah. Well, and that's what I was gonna say is it's like they get themselves in this position of like, "Oh, I need to get this debt so that I can make money." Well, then they
Or
reach a point.
I want these write-offs. I want all these write-offs. Okay, great. You have a shit
Okay.
ton of debt.
Okay. But here's the deal with that. You can't sell a company with that much overhead.
You're not selling a company that you're not selling debt to somebody. I can promise you that. They're not buying it.
Right. That's like
You could have
buying
a
debt
customer
twice.
base all you want. I can go buy a customer base right now.
Already did.
Way
Ar
cheaper than buying a company.
already did.
It's
It's
very
not that hard.
simple.
Yeah. And to that, it's not a customer base, it's a marketing base.
Yeah.
They're not
They're not
customers until they
customers
spend
until they
money.
convert.
Yeah.
But
You get what we're
the
saying.
conversion
I wanted to be
is
clear on that.
the conversion's about the owners and how they take care of what's out in the field. Anybody can do this work. Ho Honestly, anybody can do the work,
The
right?
electrical component?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not rocket science by any means. There are some things that, yes, you need to have a lot of knowledge in before you touch them.
Load
I
calculations.
myself have done this my entire life, so it's like just second nature for me,
Right.
and I understand that because I know that there are people that, you know, that I've been around that don't have the mentality that I have, and they don't have the capability to act on the spot,
Right.
especially in an emergency situation. Like, say we got to do a high voltage shutdown, and I'm ready to cut shit loose live. Like, and they're going, "What are you gonna do?" Yeah, well, if you're in an emergency situation, you you better be ready.
There's protocols though, and there's safety things that you
There
can
is, there's
do.
PPE, I
Yes.
mean, you've gotta have the right stuff. You're making phone calls, you're letting the right people know what you're doing.
Hot gloves and things like that.
Yes, but
Here's
there's
the
a lot of people that can't do that sort of thing,
right.
but there are also things like changing out a plug or a switch that a homeowner can do. They still don't wanna do it. That's why they call a service company to come out and do these
Right.
things, or change a ceiling fan, or a light fixture, or a light
Yeah.
bulb, or a battery in a
Yeah.
smoke detector, or whatever it
Yeah.
may be,
Yeah. Yep.
or a panel change. I mean, customer's not gonna do a panel change.
No, nor should you.
Customer's not gonna install their own generator.
Nope, and you can't. I mean, you can
Customer's not
here's the
gonna
deal,
install grounding to a pool.
you can bring the you can unbox the generator and put it on a pad, like, that is 100% doable, but what you can't do is hook up the natural gas to it. You might be able to get the electrical to it, but the natural gas ain't gonna happen. Not unless you carry a plumbing license.
Right.
Yep.
I don't know what this means.
What's what mean, boo? Oops. Oh, you just have to go to the Insta to view the message. And you have to be at the right account. Which
So, yeah. Anybody could do the line of work in which we're talking about doing it. It's the matter of building the right team and having the right mentality and having the right guidelines and morals for your team to operate out in the field and represent you as the owner
mhm.
properly.
Mhm. Yep.
And if you have that, then you have confidence in
I
the
think we
people that work for you.
I think we do.
We do. I'm not saying, I'm just like in general for other people that are entrepreneurs that don't understand these things that need to happen, they definitely need to happen.
Yeah. I agree. Sorry. Yeah, I read your message and I'm going to let you talk about the business structure stuff while I go handle that.
Okay. Um, well, I'm getting blown up text messages. Yeah. But anyways, you've got it's I can't stress enough how important it is to strategize yourself as an entrepreneur or business owner to have more than one thing. Always have more than one thing going on. And that's why we have 6 different things going on at all times. And then there will be a 7th. And it's kind of weird how this one even started, this newest one, because I've already got, the licensing on CSG, just to do stuff that I knew was going to pop up regardless, because I've been in this industry for so long that people are going to continue to call me. I've built a great name for myself, just for myself. People are going to always call me to do electrical work. And so I needed to have something set up so that I can continue to take care of the people that I've always taken care of. And they know that they can call me at whatever hour it is, and they will still receive the same level of service, even if it's me going into the field and doing the work myself. And I still don't mind doing it. And that's the thing, is you've got to be willing to go out there and work side by side with your team as well, and show them that you're not afraid to do it as the owner. And I think that's a important component as being an owner of a business. There's there's a lot of times people will go rent the license, whatever. That's fine, but can you go do the work? Like, and understand what the work is, because if you can't understand what the work is that you're doing, how are you going to explain it to the people that are working for you? One, and two, how are you going to be successful in having very, very high stress, knowledgeable conversations and converting bigger high profile clients, like when you're in the commercial industry or the industrial industry and you're talking, on multi-million dollar job levels, how are you going to be able to hold those conversations if you don't know anything about the trade that you're doing, or whatever business it is? It doesn't even have to be a trade, but in this case it is a trade. And so you need to be able to hold very intelligent conversations. You need to have the ability to have the outreach to grab a guy from any type of gear or lighting department. And that's just one of those things. Like I said, I've been in this trade my entire life, so I know everybody in every situation and have their personal cell phone number. It's not like I'm calling the business that they work for, because these people move around from company to company to company. I've always created a relationship with certain people for certain companies, even though they move around. I still go to those same people, no matter what company they're at. And those are just things that you do in the trades, as you follow these people around. They follow you around. You're there for them. They're there for you. It's the same thing with your customers on the commercial and industrial side. Residential customers sometimes will move with you, sometimes they won't. And it's really just, you know, what they feel like. They may have a warranty or something with the company that they've done work with in the past, or they've been burned by that company after you left, and they're like, "Dude, you were the one running the show the whole time. I want you." And in some cases, you don't want them as a customer, so you've got to, got to ball up to that one and be like, "This is not my customer," and that's where firing your customer comes into play, right? So you, as a business owner, have to make decisions sometimes on if you're going to continue to have the same client portfolio as you've always had. You get to choose over the amount of time that you're in business if you want to continue doing work with the same people. Just because you've started new companies doesn't mean that you want to carry on the same clientele and the same business. Doesn't mean you want to run the same business model as you ran on the last one. There's a lot of changes that happen. And that's just, again, part of the entrepreneurship in any business is got
There we
to
go.
know you got to know your place, you got to know what you're doing. And you miss a whole large portion of that, but I was just
That's okay.
talking about
Sorry.
I was just, man, my phone's blowing up.
I know. It's a good
Um
day.
I guess so. I was just talking about, you know, just because you are a business owner
Mhm.
doesn't mean that you can actually run the business either, because you've got, especially in
Yeah.
the trades, you can't hold an intelligent conversation about what it is that you do if you don't know how to do it.
Yeah.
How are you going to walk into a room full of people in a high stress environment? Say it's a commercial job or an industrial job. Anybody can walk into a homeowner's house. Damn near anybody can walk into a homeowner's house and bullshit their way through it. But
Not on a commercial job.
you get in front of a developer or general contractor, or even the city, because you got to go to the city council meeting,
Yep.
and they're asking you how deep
Well, in
your
the
stuff's going to
planning meeting
be.
and all that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're going to ask you where your placement's going to be, how far away you're going to be off of easements, where exactly your pipe's going to be, what kind of location devices you're going to install to locate your primary and secondary conduits. There is so much that goes into the knowledge base behind that. If you don't know your business inside out, you cannot run it.
No.
Doesn't mean that you can't hire somebody to run it, but again, you have to know, because if that person leaves, then what are you going to do?
Yep.
So as a business owner, not only need to know how to run the field, also need to know how to run the office. You need to
Do
know A to Z
collections.
how to run a set of books. You need to know A to Z how to do payroll. You need to know A to Z how to answer the phone, make the phone ring, convert the customer to call.
Yep.
You've got to know how to exhaust all of those resources so that you can reteach somebody else those things if
Mhm.
you absolutely have to,
Yep.
or if you have to take on the task yourself.
Right. Yeah. You always have to be willing to take on the task yourself.
On top of that, you need to be looking at other avenues of
Income.
income while knowing how to do all of those things.
Yep.
You need to be focusing on the next thing. Once not immediately, but it needs to be something twisting in the back of your mind going, okay, what's the next thing going to be? Is it a year from now? Is it 5 years from now? Is it 10 years from now? It doesn't matter, but there needs to be a next thing,
Yes.
or
Yeah.
you just become a product of the business.
Yeah.
So,
This is true. Yeah. You gotta it's okay to hire people, and you should hire people that are smarter than you and who know things that you don't know. Because if your company is full of people who know exactly what you know, your company's not going anywhere.
well, you have to be careful with that too, because there's a lot of people that can bullshit their way through an interview. Okay,
Yep.
so
Well, if
you're
you're only looking for somebody who's clean cut and fits a visual demographic, get out of here.
you're not going to find that all of the time. You're going to get lucky every once in a while, as far as field guys.
I'm just saying that, like, that's what I always heard was, like, there was no, like, competency test. There was no, like,
Oh, dude.
asking about how like, there was no verification of their employment. It was just, "Oh, well, they were clean cut. They were clean cut." Like,
Oh
what the
no.
fuck does that even mean?
No, I'd take you out into the. This is was and is going to be a part of what I do. Whenever I hire someone, I literally take them out into the shop, have them bid me a 3-point saddle, have them bid me a 90. You know, they're offsets, offsets. If you can't bid me a piece of pipe, it ain't happening.
Yeah.
And you're gonna have to do it like in a timely manner. Like if you're sitting here asking me questions, how do I do this? How do I do that?
You're not the fit.
Nope, you're out.
Yeah.
You're cut like that.
Yeah.
And I don't have time to teach you. I'm not your teacher. There's schools out there that IEC. You've There's so many people that try to
Or don't
bullshit their way into this trade, and I am not trying to take liability over somebody getting killed.
well, and to that, enter in at the level of your experience. Don't try to enter in at a level you're not experienced at. So it's not that we're not saying that we won't bring on the people who are like, "Oh, I'm an apprentice," or "I'm just entering." No, there's a
No,
place for
there's a
those
place for
women.
those people,
There's a place for
but don't
those.
bullshit your way through it
No, that's what I'm getting at. Is it's
because
like,
that's what gets you hurt.
yeah, I don't want you to be missing. Here's the deal: like, you're lucky if it doesn't kill you, but it can leave you with no limbs, no face, heart attack, cardiac issues. Uh,
Oh, yeah, it enters your
like,
body, it's gotta exit,
yeah. So it's
and a lot of the times it travels right through your heart
yes.
because it's traveling through your bloodstream.
Hmm.
When you are the ground in the situation, it's traveling through your body and it will exit you. It
Yeah.
enters you, exits you, burns you on both sides. If it's your finger and you're touching something, it's going to travel through,
Yes.
right through, and exit. It may exit your shoulder. It may exit. I've seen it exit in so many places because,
Of where they ground out.
and you're careless. Like, dude,
It's
use your
sad.
proper
Yeah.
PPE. And if
Yep.
you don't have it,
Don't do it.
call somebody.
Yeah.
And that's a whole nother level of what we do is we don't let anybody ride solo.
Yep.
And there's a lot of companies that are putting people because people are thin.
They are.
And it sucks. But pay your people better and they'll stay around. Don't be so selfish with the money part of
Yeah.
things.
I mean, there's that, right?
There is that. Without your people, you're not making money anyways. Yes, every business has a shit ton of overhead, but don't make you the main priority of the overhead.
Yeah.
Yourself is not the overhead of the business. Your personal bills should not be on the business to support.
No.
And again, you're a product of that if that's your mentality and that's how you run business. If that's how you run business, you're not going to succeed.
No.
So that's all I really have to say about that.
Yeah. That's true though. It's very true. And like right now we're just like cuz we were looking at office spaces and stuff today and just trying to decide like what we're going to have to compromise.
No, I want to, you and I have talked. I want to buy
Yes.
because renting,
It's stupid.
it is stupid. Although we may have to rent for a minute before we can buy
To prove, which is fine.
because it's a fresh startup. It is what it is.
Yeah, it is.
Uh,
But here's the deal. I'm a veteran. And so I get a lot of
well, and
benefits in
we
Texas.
haven't even applied for the grants yet
No. But no,
because
no, no. What I'm getting at is I was talking about for buying. Like, so for buying, because I'm a veteran, like I've got the Texas Veteran Land Board on my side for buying land. I've already gone that route and opportunity and avenue once before. So I know the ins and outs of that. I've purchased 3 homes with my VA benefit. Or like I know I'm not scared to buy things and I know
yeah,
how to do this process and I'm a grown adult. And so like it doesn't scare me and it's like I know what they're going to require and I know what they're going to ask and I know how far deep down they're going to dive, which is totally fine. I don't care. But I do know that like we are going to need some time to get that shit in order and have it as proof for docs, right?
yep.
And like show like hey, we're good for this because ultimately the VA backs whatever you buy. And so if you fault on it, you're taking money out of the VA, not and that to me hurts more than anything because I know so many veterans that need it. Would need it so much more than what
The business does, yeah.
the business would. Yeah.
The
So,
business just becomes an asset of the VA.
exactly. And what do they need that for?
They don't.
They don't.
They don't need the
No.
burden.
No, exactly. So,
Ultimately, every startup business is a burden for at least, and every startup business is this way unless you are just rolling in dough already and you
then
have.
why the hell would you even put yourself through the fucking shit show? Because starting a business is a fucking shit show.
It is.
Like it's not. It's
It's
not.
a burden for the first 5 years.
It's not glamorous.
And if you think it's not going to be a burden on you, you're full of it.
Oh yeah, there'll be days where
Or
you'll be like, "Fuck this."
or you have money to go
Oh
start
my
this up.
goodness.
And if you have money to go start it up, great. Just know that because you're running full speed and you're running fast and you think you want to go buy 10 trucks tomorrow and you want it as a startup, that's the dumbest move you can make.
Yep.
As I can promise you, while you can fill those 10 trucks tomorrow, next week, I bet only 2 of them run.
You got to plan for fluctuation. You got to plan for that.
You grow into 10 trucks. You don't buy them immediately. You buy one.
Yeah.
And then you use personal vehicles. And then once you're ready for number 2, then you buy number 2. Once you're ready for number 3, then you buy number 3.
Here's the deal. Like my Jeep used to go out and run service calls.
Yeah.
It was tagged, so it would go out and run service calls. Not that it had like a stock in it, but you know what? Like you could pick out off this call schedule and go, "Hey, okay, these are probably gonna be
Yeah.
these are your sales calls, so we can put the sales guy in the Jeep and make those sales calls," which is great, and let's put the service calls on the service guys who actually have the vans. So you
Yeah.
restructure your schedule, but ultimately, because of the Jeep, we were able to,
They won't do
make.
it again
Yeah, absolutely we will.
because the Jeep's gonna get tagged.
Yeah,
My truck's gonna get traded.
I don't know about that.
It is.
What the hell?
I mean, what the hell?
What the hell? You
We're
just
gonna get traded, and then we're gonna tag a truck and a business name because a business
Oh, that makes sense.
will need a truck, and then the
Yeah.
business can pay that off. And then once the business is fine, I'll get another personal vehicle. But ultimately, I already know that I'm going to have to run calls. So,
There's that. Yeah. But I do know also
and
how
that's how.
motivated you are to not run calls.
But this is how we build
That's
business
how we
credit.
start. Yeah.
This is how you build credit in your business. This is how you get a Dun and Bradstreet number. And if you don't know what a Dun and Bradstreet number is, then hey, there's another. You're welcome.
Nugget. We need like a nugget, like a nugget button,
Nugget button,
like a nugget button, like
button,
that way people like,
nugget
oh,
banner.
that was a nugget of information.
Yeah,
Like it needs.
yeah. There's so many little crumbles that we just dropped. If you're listening to this and you're a business owner, you should
Yeah.
definitely
I
pick
know
up.
this is not our typical everyday moment stuff, but you caught us right in the middle of a day, and this is what this is for us. This is an everyday moment for us to be able to sit down and have a conversation. And then we're both gonna split ways this afternoon, and I'm gonna go one way or another. We're gonna meet back up and we're gonna have another conversation just like this because I will have done
Yes.
something and you will have done something and we'll have to figure it
Well,
out together.
I've got 30 things that I need to do right now.
Yeah.
So it is what it is.
Mhm.
Um,
I don't know what type of office space we're gonna end up with, but we were just trying to figure out like what's our best option and avenue and just yeah, just silly stuff.
I'm not that concerned about it because I know it'll fall into place.
This is true too.
And the amount of people that we have on it,
Mhm.
they're truly working on it.
Mhm.
Matter of fact, here's one that just popped up, and that's not bad.
Let me see it.
Oh, that is not bad.
So,
Hmm.
yeah,
Nice.
it's definitely doable.
100%.
Um, gotta own. I want to own these things. Gotta own your stuff. You gotta own your vehicles. You gotta own your business. You gotta own yourself. You gotta own your fuck ups.
Yeah.
You gotta admit to all of them. You gotta look yourself in the face every day and say, "I did that wrong. I need to do this right tomorrow."
Or just be honest with yourself and say, I'm never going to fucking do that.
Well,
And
there's
then let
that.
it fucking go.
There's
And then
that.
be on, like, why? Why do you keep
Walk away
saying
from
you're
it.
going to do this? Why is it still written on your to do list 17 days later, like at the very top? It just moves from one day to the next day, to the next day, to the next day. It's like, just be honest with yourself and say you're not going to fucking do it.
Yeah. Pass it off.
Yeah.
If you can't handle it and your team can't handle it, maybe you need to reevaluate some shit.
Yeah. Yeah. Here's my biggest pet peeve that I do not want to work in a half finished office space.
I won't. I won't. I won't actually even start work in an unfinished office space.
I'm talking all the way down to the baseboards.
I won't start work. I,
Okay.
you never got to see my
I
office
didn't.
space, but I pulled all the damn sheetrock off the walls. I moved walls. I set walls where I wanted. Like I made the office sizes the right size because they weren't the right size. We had a huddle area. We had 2 different conference rooms, one for the guys to conference in, and if that way they weren't taking up my conference room if I had clients coming in or sales reps or whatever. Because the door, when you have a storefront, that door is constant open, close,
Mhm.
open, close, open, close,
Mhm.
open, close
Mhm.
all day long. There's sales guys walking in trying to
Mhm.
pitch you on moving to them, and you got to have a good front desk person, and you got to strategize where you put yourself in this place, in this office. Even down to that is a big thing.
Mhm.
I always put myself in the back
Yeah.
for a reason. I got the the person that's sitting up front. She answers the phones, and she's the gatekeeper, or he.
Yeah.
I've had both.
Me
I've had
too.
a she or a he,
Me too.
but they sit up front and
Yeah.
they keep the gate.
Yep.
And in my office, there is a TV screen with a camera pointed right at that front door.
Mhm.
So I know who's right there, right when they walk in. I know exactly who's there. And that person at the front desk knows exactly what to say. He's busy right now. He's on the phone. He's in a meeting. Got to take your name, phone number. I'll get back to you. Like, these are, again, little pieces of information.
Yeah.
You need to train your people properly.
Mhm. Honestly, without a doubt.
If you're open for the day and you don't have shit going on, you tell that office person, hey, somebody walks in today, I want that meeting.
Yeah, because you never know
I
what it
want
could
that
turn into.
opportunity.
Yeah. Yep.
But there'll be days that you're just plumb like overwhelmed with
Yeah.
the amount of shit that's on your plate for the day, and you're like, nothing today.
Yeah.
Nothing. Do not let it
Yeah.
in. I don't care
Well,
who it is. Don't
and
let them in my office.
and for us too, like,
And if my door's closed, my door's closed. Don't knock on it.
yeah.
My door is typically open, but if my door is closed, do not knock on my door.
Yeah. For me, it's important to have a space for the babies.
Yeah.
I need a dedicated playroom for them that's either got bean bags or has a place for, you know, little man to go play, like whatever. I'm not naive to the fact that we're not going to have children.
Yeah.
And so, like, granted, I know that they're aging out to the point where it's like we're going to go to work and then we're going to come home. They're not going to go to the office with us. We're aging out of that um, part of life as far as
Well,
the
and
big kids go. But
we as many times as we've done this, I don't expect to be in the office every day. I mean, I'll be honest with you right now. Like, once I have it oiled,
yeah,
moving, I'll have a place to be there, and I'll be there majority of the time probably, just because it's my mentality, and I like
yes,
to be present.
yeah,
But I won't be there all day.
no, nope. Still going to pick kids up from school. Still going to do
I'll
sports.
probably be the first one in there, and I'll probably be there till 10 or 11, maybe 12, but lunchtime rolls around and I'm probably out,
Yeah,
honestly,
yeah.
unless I need to be there. If I have a meeting, obviously I'll be there for whatever
I will
meeting.
probably work a longer day just because I will have the electrical and the content management. I'll be running the two businesses as far as that goes.
Well,
Um,
but I still don't see you there. Like, because of the brands that you're fixing to take on, you're going to have to travel.
yeah. I'm still gonna need
And
a I'm still going to
you're
need
going
a
to need a
I'm gonna
space.
need a very large space.
You're going to need a space.
Yeah.
However, I just don't see you there 24/7 either.
Yeah. But it'll be nice to actually go into an office and work without the kids going tapping on you the whole time.
Yeah.
That will be nice. It'll just be text messages instead.
Yeah. Hopefully.
Yeah.
But that's really all I have for today. I don't know. You have anything?
No, I'm just interested to see what they do with because I know that they're such
We have
entrepreneurial spirits.
we had some people reaching out do you want to address anything that was reached out about?
Oh, your flashlight's on. Let me see if I can, because I posted that on a TikTok.
Oh, and by the way, I would like to thank you guys for watching all of the
All of our
shorts,
shorts.
and I guess you guys like a different form of content. So now I know that,
Oh,
and I will
that's-
provide that more often. Yeah, I've had 8 missed calls since sitting here.
Okay, yeah. So it's just okay. Yeah, so I've got just basically one of the ladies said just need to connect with her from TikTok. She wants to share, one of my followers on TikTok wants to share her story and be on our podcast, which is phenomenal.
Right on.
And then I didn't post, maybe I should. We're gaining followers on TikTok on our Everyday Moments page like crazy. Have you done a grow live on here today?
No.
Okay, so this is organic growth then from the actual content that we're sharing, which is cool. So I don't know what the analytics are on the account because I don't know how to look at those on here.
I don't either.
So I don't know what they are, but yeah.
You may have to look at it from desktop.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how to do that from here either.
I don't either. I did learn
What's
that
it going
on
to?
TikTok
Oh,
desktop,
nice.
you can TikTok desktop. I did learn that you can schedule TikToks, like schedule them, like to go
Is that
out.
what this is? That's a scheduled?
Yes,
Interesting.
I know. I thought that was very interesting.
So you're gonna be dropping a lot of stuff in TikTok.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't even know all this stuff's here.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have time.
I know. You do one thing, I do another. Like it all works out. It all works out. It's Lisa calling me. Text her.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I guess we're gonna wrap this up. I've got to pack this stuff down and start getting ready and know what I'm missing, what I'm not missing, because like we were talking about
Gear list.
last night, I need to get everything situated in bags and boxes, and I just need to get this room under control. It's really bothering the shit out of me.
I think that light right there, since it's not in use, would probably be
Yeah,
the
I'm gonna
first
take
one.
it completely down, and then that's gonna tell me like literally how much room I have for tripods.
Yeah.
Just tripods alone.
Yeah.
Which I'm kind of scared about.
Yep.
But it'll be fine.
It will be fine. Okay. Well, thank y'all for tuning in. Please continue to like and do the thing that y'all been doing, which is subscribing and commenting and sharing and liking and just being you guys' awesome selves, because we wouldn't continue to do this if it wasn't for y'all. So thank
Yeah.
you so much for your continued support. We are open to any type of topic ideas, any types of discussion. If you would like to even join us on this podcast and pop in virtually, that is an option. We can do that. We'd love to have you on virtually or in person.
Absolutely.
You can reach out to us at everydaymomentsforus.com, or you can reach out to us at Everyday Moments for Us on every platform.
And every single platform.
Everyday Moments for Us. Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, YouTube,
X.
I always forget that one.
Yeah, I want to still say Twitter.
I know.
Tweet us.
But we would love for you guys to reach out, and we love topics and discussions. And here's the other thing. Here's the other thing.
One.
If you have a topic and discussion point, would you like to come on and talk about that? The hardest thing is like right now, people are giving us input about what they want to hear podcasts about, but they're not offering up a guest to fill the spot.
Yeah.
So.
But I don't mind talking about the topics. I mean, honestly, if there's a lot of topics that are being sent. And we'll talk about one maybe tonight because I think I need to double up.
Okay.
And so if you guys see us in the same clothes tonight, it's because
my hair gonna be dead. My hair gonna be dead.
My hair is already dead. But at the same time, you might not see us in the same clothes tonight because by the time you get home, you might be ready to crash.
Yeah.
And I've got to do all of this. Plus, I need to make dinner. Plus, I have a teenager to pick up.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
I got
And
a lot to do.
so I actually when is my I feel like it's okay, yeah. I need to leave in 30 minutes. So we timed this well. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Like I said, continue to do the thing, like, subscribe, share, comment.
Come join
us.
Like, don't be
That's
scared.
honestly the biggest compliment is if you want to just come down and have a conversation.
And if you even want to come in person
Yeah.
and you're local to this area, come on.
Yeah, we're in the DFW area. I would love to have you
invite
on.
you in.
Here in just a little
I
bit.
might pat you down first, but
You used to get a handheld metal detector now? You start wanding people? Shit, we need that for the fucking teenager.
tell me about it.
Shit. All right, y'all. Y'all have a good day. You ready to fade me out, baby?
How come you got all texting and stuff?
I'm ready to go.
You ready to go where? To Texas?
Get shit done.
Is that what happens in Texas? We get shit done?
Yeah.
Well, I gotta find this app first, and then it's gotta load.
Okay.
Because I don't have my iPad in front of me; it's charging.
But yeah, you guys can find us TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Everyday Moments for Us at everydaymomentsforus.com. Send us an email. And if you don't remember the email, find us on one of the platforms and shoot us a message.
It's scrolling across the bottom of the screen.
Yeah.
You can message us on there. And you're watching it.
Yep.
So you can comment on this
video. Yeah.
And we'll get the message. So
and you can even say like, hey, I don't send me a message or private inquiry, something like that. If you're not wanting to share your whole story with God and everybody just yet, that's okay too. Just shoot us a message.
Yep.
All right. You ready now?
All right.
Fade me out, baby.
Okay.
Why you gotta be so weird?
I'm not weird.
Sometimes.